Nailz full cover gel tips application. I always start with sanitizing my client's hands, and then I also sanitize my hands just to make sure everything is clean and sterile. Using our isopropyl in a spray bottle for this. I also sanitize my cuticle pusher and all metal implements before I use them. Start by gently pushing back your client's cuticles, starting from your pinky, working your way to the other hand and finishing off on the other pinky. Don't push too hard or else this can hurt, and it can also break the skin, causing bleeding and discomfort for your client. Choose the 80 by 80 Nailz buffer. You will also sanitize this using the isopropyl in a spray bottle. Wave it around for a little bit just to air dry it. You will start by removing the shine on the natural nails, so not pressing too hard with the buffer and not using a rough file. So you're just literally removing the shine from the nail plate of the natural nail. And you will do this with all 10 fingers, working your way from the pinky on the left side all the way to the pinky on the right side. While doing this, be careful not to cut your client's cuticle with the buffer, so work very gently around the cuticle area. Once you are done with this, you will then proceed to take your nail duster and remove all the nail dust from every single nail, making sure the nails are clean. And you will do the same on the other hand. Remove the shine of the natural nail, making sure that you do not cut the cuticle, working gently around the cuticle, and then when you finish off, removing the nail dust. Next is the full cover tip application. Your client will choose the shape that she wants and the length that she wants. Our lengths come in two sizes, which is short and medium, and we have the different shapes, which is coffin, almond, and stiletto. You will then proceed to choose a tip for each nail, making sure that the tip fits sidewall to sidewall on your client's nail. Always starting from the pinky on the left, working your way through to the pinky on the right side. Sometimes the client's nails are either too big or too small, making it difficult to find a right size for her nails. So what you can do is always just customize the tip on the sides. However, with our soft gel full cover tips, they tend to cover most nail sizes perfectly from sidewall to sidewall. So you will choose your tips, as I said, from one hand to the other. Next, you will use a 180 by 180 buffer to prep the nail tips that you have chosen. You are going to remove the shine from the inside of the nail in the area where the gel will be applied to. So you are going to make sure that you only prep or only remove the shine in that area, because that's the area that is going to stick on the natural nail. If you do not prep these nails correctly, and if the shine is not removed in that area, the nails are going to pop off. So using your buffer, you are literally just going to start moving the buffer around in that area to remove the shine. Make sure you do this with all 10 tips, and if you have an e-file, you can use an e-file to do this. This process is the only part of the actual gel application tips that takes the longest. For a full set of full cover gel tips, it should take you anything between 45 minutes to an hour to complete an entire application. All the tips that you have prepped should have a matte side, which is the area where you were using your buffer, and then the shiny side, which is the area of the free edge. So in the area where your glue goes will be matte, and the free edge area will be shiny. Next, you will take 2 lint-free nail wipes, and you will spray each of them with isopropyl, and then you are going to wipe the nails with the nail wipe. You're going to start from your left side, working your way to the right side, wiping each and every single nail individually. This helps to clean the nail of any natural oils, but also dehydrates the nail so that the gel can adhere to the natural nail, making sure that your product has a good and lasting finish. And now the fun part begins. You're going to assemble your LED torch, which you use to flash cure the nails for 10 seconds each. It has got a built-in timer. At 10 seconds, it will naturally go off by itself. This light also has a switch on the side that you can use to manually switch on and off. Pre-adjust your LED torch light to make sure it's at a workable angle. Then you will pick up the tip and you will hold it onto the free edge section, allowing the matte side to be free. You will then take your 2-in-1 gel and you will apply your 2-in-1 gel in the matte section of the nail. You will use brushing strokes to do your application using the brush applicator. You will also cap a little bit of the gel onto the tip section. You will then turn the tip over and you will wipe the tip over the natural nail from the cuticle side towards the free edge, just wiping it over so that the gel covers the nail. You will then switch on your light, hold the finger again, and you will press the tip from the back of the nail, the cuticle section, pressing down slowly towards the free edge. And once the gel reaches the free edge section, you will then move your client's nail towards the light and you will keep it under the light for 10 seconds. Your torch light will switch off by itself at 10 seconds, and then you will proceed to do the same for the rest of the other 9 fingers. If you notice a bubble after the nail has set, you then need to correct that bubble. So first and foremost, important is to seal that bubble to make sure that no moisture gets trapped inside that bubble. Since the nails have not set entirely, you can then still manipulate it by putting some gel under the tip with the brush applicator. Gently press on the nail just to make sure that the gel moves around. If you need to add more gel under the nail, you continue to do so until you are satisfied. You will then flash cure it again, and then you will cure it. When you finish flash curing the one hand, you will then cure the entire hand for 60 seconds under your LED big hand lamp. And while that hand is curing, you will then proceed to do your applications finger by finger on the other hand, as you did with the first one. Using the knife side of your cuticle pusher, you will clean under the nails on the free edge section, removing any excess gel that seeped under the nails as you were applying the tips to the nails. If there was any spillage under on the sides of the nails, this is when you would obviously clean that up, doing this nail by nail by nail. You can also use a nail wipe with a dotting tool or an orange wood stick to do this, depending on whichever tool you are comfortable using. When you're finished flash curing one hand, you will put it in the light to set for the full 60 seconds. You will then repeat on the other hand as well. After flash curing the second hand for 10 seconds, you will then do the full 60 seconds curing on the second hand. Once you've finished curing the nails, you are then going to use your 80 by 80 buffer again, but this time you're going to be removing the shine from the tips, and you are going to do this nail by nail by nail, starting from the pinky on your left side, working your way through to the pinky on the right hand side. If there was any spillage around the nails, on the side walls, or around the cuticle area, you can then just gently file that with a smooth nail file or using your 80 by 80 buffer, ensuring not to cut your client's cuticles. Be very gentle when doing this. Smoothing the sidewall sections and the cuticle area ensures that the client has a long-lasting soft gel application, but also that the gel polish application is flawless. Be sure to perfect all 10 nails, doing it one nail at a time and checking the shape and the length of each and every single one. Once you have finished perfecting the nails, you will then make sure that there is no nail dust on the nails, so dusting every single nail to ensure that it is clean and ready for our gel polish application. You will start with your gel polish application, starting from the pinky on your left side, moving right down to the pinky on the right side. You will apply your first coat of gel polish and you will set that and cure that for 60 seconds. You will then apply your second coat of gel polish. You will then set that and cure that for another 60 seconds, and you will then finish off with your no wipe top coat or your matte top coat, depending on the client's preference for her finish look. And then you will then apply some cuticle oil to finish off the treatment.